piece of media here is a bunch of crap. Really is a piece of shit. Hello everyone, welcome to the Bushcraft Bullshit episode 19. Now I saw this hiking / exploring video from a guy we actually covered in the episode before. And he describes his channel as a wild camping, adventure, animal encounter channel and much more. But it does not say anything in the description of the channel that it is for entertainment purposes. So to me that means we have to assume that what he encounters is real. And in his latest video he finds an abandoned tent and his pretty dramatic thumbnail and description. Found, abandoned and destroyed tent. Where are the campers? ? And the description is even more dramatic. There's more to these mountains, Skinwalker mountains, than we've seen, and exploring further afield is the mission for this video. High strangeness occurs regularly in these mountains, but I didn't realize how far it spread until we came across something highly unusual. And from his last videos, he is actually perpetuating this Skinwalker narrative. So Skinwalker Mountain, Skinwalker Forest. In my opinion, it's just because he has said it is Skinwalker Mountain and Skinwalker Forest. So therefore he keeps continuing, perpetuating this story and building his narrative. But in reality, it's just his opinion. And he won't really answer any questions or critique or just curiosity in his comment section or on his channel. So he does not want to disclose where he is in those mountains or whereabouts in the world it is. Some have speculated the Canaries, some have speculated Australia, but Skinwalker territory is a pretty particular part of the US where the Navajo tribes used to live. So it's not just some random cryptid that just exists everywhere in the world. Like Bigfoot, it has an origin point and a place it frequents. It's a narrative that he, stands firm on. But I think he doesn't want to disclose where he is because he is nowhere near Navajo country and therefore nowhere near the place where the Skinwalker folklore applies. But that's just my take on it, and everything in this video is my take and my opinion. Now I saw this video and I ended up wanting to make this video an educational video because there's a creator I follow, Tom Wolf. He has many good debunks video on the paranormal community, not necessarily in the outdoor niche like me. He has a point that he keeps trying to teach. Now, media literacy is an umbrella term that kind of covers how you should learn to interact with media and social media online. And it covers such topics as using screens mindfully, screen time, navigating sensationalist algorithms, very important in this video I think, avoiding scams and exploitation, reflecting on financial motives for content. Also, again, I think it's very relevant in this particular video case we're going to watch. And cross-checking info about health and news, and keeping data private and safe. This is the points in the umbrella term that is media literacy. I've long wanted to include it. With this piece of shit media he has created, perpetuating his own narrative, we can really explore some of the terms used in the media literacy umbrella and try to use this video as an educational tool on how to spot fake videos. And especially navigating sensationalist algorithms and polarization and reflecting on financial motives for content. Those 2 points I think are very relevant to this particular video because I've long dealt with the why people make this kind of content, and it's not a relevant question for me anymore. It's money, it's views, it's monetary gains. But let's today examine how we can spot fake shit, because this is extremely fake. Oh, I brought popcorn today and a beer. And I'm definitely going to need a beer to get through this crap. So let's learn something about media literacy while simultaneously. So let's learn something about media literacy while crapping on this guy's awful content. Even though the subject matter in this video is very dramatic and actually kind of scary when you think about the consequences if it were real, he manages to make it mind-numbingly boring. So I'm just going to skip to the part where he actually finds the abandoned camp. I'm going to fast forward to the part where something happens and enjoy this sound effect while I skip.
This stuff string.
I think we're there.
We're heading in the right direction.
Okay.
Well, found some more bones, huh? Hello. This place here is tick heaven. Look at all of this. Oh shit.
So he sees a fire and starts whispering.
Look. You look.
He makes himself known and walks through the brush.
Hello.
Sees the fire again.
Anyone there? Just passing through.
Then he sees a tent, lights it up so we can see it, and he comments that there's a tear in it.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, so let's just look at that stick fire. That was a very small fire, a tiny twig fire. No big logs, nothing of substance. And that shit would have burned out very quickly, and he wouldn't have come to a bonfire with such high flames if it was just those twigs that the campers left on it. And let's just put a pin in that small twig fire. I think it's popcorn time. That is just... Nah, man. Saw those claw marks on the tent. It's hard not to laugh because that is ridiculous. Imagine him setting up this camp and taking out his knife and cutting claw marks into the side of that tent. It's clearly knife marks. It's just so dumb. I just can't help but laugh when I saw this, and I was like, is he serious? And then I read the description. Yeah, he is serious. Not for entertainment purposes only. He is serious. He is setting up this stage for us. Let's keep watching. Tent is ripped to shreds. And the twig fire is almost gone out. And he's only been there for a couple of minutes maybe. You saw that? He made sure to film the debris he has just placed on that. Okay, so the tent is empty. The tent is torn to shreds. The fire is almost out. Okay. Where is the other debris? Where is the camper's clothes, mat, bags, food possibly? Where is anything? It's an empty shell of a tent. It doesn't even have an external cover. So where's all that? Fire is almost out.
Hello.
Yeah, no one's in there, dude. I'm surprised he didn't call that a skinwalker and try to milk it.
So we got a random fire, an abandoned tent. Nothing in there.
Oh, God. I think he's going for the acting approach that less is more. But that fire is too small to have sustained itself over the course of, let's say, half an hour. So what did he do? He set up the tent, he lit the small twig fire, he ran back, and then he faked coming into the camp. Because if that small fire was really the only thing they set up before they got attacked or before they ran away, he would have heard some kind of commotion, either from the skinwalker he is alluding to, or them running or screaming or something. So just implausible. The whole thing is just ridiculous. And he put some debris on top of it. But overall, what it is just lazy. It's extremely lazy. And it's very easy to spot, so we've picked a pretty good media literacy example for us to look at.
No one around. Dogs aren't bothered.
No one around, the dogs aren't bothered. Well, that's pretty lucky. Now he pulls his poor dogs into this, that it reminds him of the scratches his dogs supposedly had on his back some videos ago, and it's probably just a branch it got scratched on, but he is correlating that to one of his other videos in Skinwalker Forest, trying to build that narrative.
Been out here for a while. Bunch of debris on it, but what's a fire? Unless someone's camping in it, but what's the point? Holes at the back.
He said, what's the point in camping in that tent with debris on it because there's holes in the back? What are you talking about, man? Get your script straight. You just said there were claw marks, and they reminded you of claw marks of something that attacked your dog. Of course they wouldn't camp in a torn up tent. What? You're flip-flopping, man. Get your story straight. It's so stupid, it's hard to keep straight the things he's flip-flopping in between. Of course they wouldn't camp in a torn-up tent. You just said that, you just alluded to the fact you think the claw marks that clawed your dog. So it's not just a hold-up tent. Something happened here, according to your script.
Ooh. Shredded.
Yeah. Oh. And now the fire's going out. And he's maybe been there for 5 or 6 minutes.
No one around.
No, we got it. No one's around. We got it. Come on, dude.
And without the chips, the crickets even stopping chirping.
It's dead silent. He's using that trope again, that even the crickets are not chirping. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, your dogs can't sense anything, but crickets can? Is that what's happening here? Fucking boring, dude. Come on.
Which makes it even stranger, right?
Nope, too far.
If there was someone around, yet he would have found them. So, which makes it even stranger, right? That there's a fire, but surely an abandoned tent. Tent's messed up.
Oh, he should get an editor or edit himself, because this is just padding the runtime, dude. Come on. Why don't you talk about what you just saw? Wow, great shots. Hell yeah, dude. Boots.
Okay, I see, Yeti. A bit disorientated now, but this is where I trust in Yeti during the day. But, yeah, just step here, obviously, because
Okay, that's about it. He doesn't even make any vague references or anything. He just tries to find a way out following his dogs. Now, let's just sum up the fakeness. The campfire is a twig fire, too small to keep going over a long period of time. Therefore, he must have been in the vicinity where some of this stuff has gone down. The clawing of the tent, the scaring of the campers, or whatever he alludes to. So the fire is fake. He lit that himself and went back to it, in my opinion. He saw claw marks on the tent, which I think he just made with a knife, and had a cheap tent at home. He set that shit up. He didn't even bring the top part of the tent, and he didn't fill the tent with any gear or anything, possibly because he didn't have any spare things that could not be traced back to him, maybe, or maybe he's just lazy. Maybe it's just a quick video. Maybe that's also why he didn't want to use proper logs for the fire. Sprinkled a bit of debris on it, and then he walks back without really talking about what he thinks it is. Skinwalkers, as kind of alluding to that in the description, where he is in the Skinwalker Mountains, Skinwalker Forest, and the whole narrative perspective of his channel. He doesn't really talk about that on the way out. He mentions briefly they think it's the same marks that were on his dog. So you think something really shitty and bad and very mysterious, possibly even paranormal, happened, and that there were people who got scared away. That's the context I'm getting. Why didn't you call the police? If you thought that was what happening. That's, of course, a stupid question, because that is not what he thinks happened. He's just faking all this. So the question, why didn't you call the police, that's pretty redundant. But maybe, if you're watching this, dude, I'm going to poke you a bit, because I know you care about your dogs. That's the only thing you actually want to defend or answer, I gather, from your previous videos. If you know that this is dangerous territory, why do you bring your dogs who has already been scratched? Why don't you have some concern for your dogs? Either, my dude, and listen to me now, either this is fake and staged, which it is, or either you are an irresponsible dog owner. Which one is it? Which one do you pick? And you're probably going to justify the safety of your dogs in the presence of a skinwalker. If you respond to this at all, I don't think you will. Just keep on with your narrative. That's probably best. But yeah, maybe this will get you to defend your perspective a bit by me poking a bit at your dog responsibility skills. Because if that's the case and you think that's skinwalker territory, how about you, I don't know, get a leash for your dogs? Or how about you bring them out of harm's way? But again, it's a redundant point, because it's all fake. So I'm really not saying that you're an irresponsible dog owner, but it's either fake or you're irresponsible. You get my drift? And why didn't you call the police if you think it was something that's severe, that it could hurt your dogs, and it has claws that clawed up a tent and potentially scared away or killed campers? Why not call the police? Okay, so that's my points for the editing artist here. Sorry for the jarring transition, but another point for the logic in the fake situation. So the campers would just set up their tent first, the shell of the tent, light a fire, and then the tent got attacked, and they managed to get every single piece of gear with them. Put on their packs, put on their jackets, pack up anything they used to light the fire with, and then just bolt. In that order, where's all the stuff? The more you think about the situation, the more it doesn't make any sense. But I thought that was worth mentioning. Now, back to the BBC, where we're going to take more stabs at what Mr. Skinwalker staged in those words. If it were to be real, let's just entertain the fact that what you could have done to make it better, because make no mistake, your piece of media here is a bunch of crap. Really is a piece of shit. But it is nonetheless a great example of how we can teach others to avoid falling into the same traps of believing that this is real. But the fire would have to be bigger. There would have to be more debris from the campsite, clothing, luggage, camp stuff, maybe even food, maybe the top part of the tent, maybe a shoe or something. something that indicated that there was actually people with backpack and gear. And also, maybe call the police. You could have sprayed some blood on it, you know? You could have done that. Maybe YouTube would censor it, and maybe that content wouldn't be for kids and wouldn't be recommended. Maybe that's your whole angle. But again, it's redundant, it's fake. But you could have made these steps to make it a bit more realistic. Oh, I forgot to eat my popcorn, but damn, dude, that was a banger, eh? Oh my goodness. It's just so dumb and obvious, man. But this brings me to my next points of media literacy. People in the comments are advocating for your safety and the safety of your dogs. They want you to be safe out there, and they are asking in the comments whether it might be a Bigfoot or what it could be, but Bigfoot doesn't have those claws, so they're actually taking it seriously. But that's where media literacy comes in, because a lot of people don't have the experience to spot when some of this is fake, and some want to believe this particular genre is a hobby for someone, so they will of course go into it thinking it's real, you know, to confirm their biases on a certain subject. But people really are debating in the comments what happened. But you're not answering any questions or statements in the comments, not as of yet anyway. People can make whatever content they want, but in my opinion, you should have kind of a entertainment purposes only. Maybe on this video alone, or maybe just in like a whole on your channel in the description. Then people can see it's staged. But you have a right to create the content that you want. And I have a right to my opinion on it. People in the comments have, you know, a right to believe it. There's a great deal of responsibility on your shoulders, but also the shoulders of the audience, because they have to think critically too. But not all have the same critical thinking skills or have developed some kind of eye for these kinds of media. So you also have a responsibility for the content you create. Absolutely. That's my opinion anyway. And it's not necessarily hurting anyone as far as I can see in a major way, but it is misleading. And it is something that I think everyone should be careful of. Not only should you give more thought to what you post, in my opinion, but I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just giving my opinion, because if you accidentally make the mistake of telling someone or alluding to the fact that maybe that's not a bright idea, they get caught on the notion that you shouldn't tell me what to do with my channel. And that becomes the point they take away from the discussion, instead of thinking about media literacy and the content that is created and what kind of impact it has on an audience that believes this kind of stuff. And I want to talk more about media literacy going forward in some of these videos. So I would also like to take some of that responsibility and try to use videos like this to kind of further an agenda that we should be more critical about what we post and how we view it. But make no mistake, sir, if you are watching, you are selling your integrity and soul for under 3,000 views. If that is not sad, I do not know what is. So my question is actually pretty sincere to you, dude. What are you? An irresponsible person? An irresponsible dog owner that puts your dogs in harm's way, and as a human being does not call the police when you see such a frankly horrific sight? Or is it all fake and staged for views? If we just can get past that little bump, maybe we could have a productive discussion. I thought this was an interesting video because it was so obviously staged. So I hope you enjoyed. And thank you for watching episode 19 of the Bushcraft Bullshit from the Bushcraft Bullshit Clubhouse. It's not good for the health to watch that kind of bullshit. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.